Hello everyone, this is Payal Vacha. Welcome to Pharma Desert. In this video, we will discuss about aerosol part 2. So let's get started. What is valve assembly? Valves that are easy to open and close, so that are capable of delivering the content in the desired form, such as spray, foam, solid stream, etc. In last lecture, we already discussed various types of or various component of aerosol, like propellant, valve, actuator, product concentrate. In last lecture, we already discussed what is propellant, what is the types of propellant, what are the role of propellant, and second one, we already discussed what are the types of containers and what is the role of container. So in this lecture, we will discuss what is valve. So valve that are easy to open and close. So what is the role of valve? That are capable of delivering the any content in desired form, like in spray form, any foam form, otherwise solid stream form. So it can be delivered a given amount of medicament. So valve that is open or closed, and they deliver the content in desired form. Types of valve. So valve that is divided into two types. First one, that is continuous spray valve. Second one, that is metering valve. So valve assembly that are made up of actuator, stem gasket, spring, body, dip tube, and mounting cup. Next one, what about continuous spray valve? First type, valve that is divided into two types. First one is continuous spray valve, and second one that is a metered dose inhaler. In continuous spray valve, that is useful for a topical aerosol, as well as valve assembly that are made up of various parts like mounting cup, valve body, stem, deep tube, gasket, as well as spring. So continuous spray valve that is most widely useful for topical purpose, and valve assembly that is made up of various parts like mounting cup, valve body, otherwise valve housing, stem, deep tube, gasket, and spring. In opposite side, figure of valve component that is available, as well as the functions and material of construction. First one, stem. Stem which control the flow of material. Second one, stem gasket, which on off the switch. Spring that close the valve. What is the role of housing that enclose the stem gasket in spring? What is the role of deep tube? They draws the product. While in opposite side, what is the role of mounting cup gasket? They seal between the valve and cane. And last one, mounting cup, that link between cane and valve. So that is about valve, continuous spray valve, and spray valve assembly that consists of various components. The second one, ferrule or mounting cup. So mounting cup that is useful for or that is used to attach valve to container, and that is made from tin plate, steel, aluminium or brass. So ferrule or mounting cup that are most widely used to attach a valve to the container, and that is made from tin plate, steel, aluminium, otherwise brass. So that is used under the side of valve cup, and that is coated with single or double epoxy or vinyl resin. So that is most widely useful for, or that is under the side of valve cup. It is coated with single, otherwise double epoxy vinyl resin. Second one, what about valve body or housing? So valve body or housing that is made up of nylon, and they contains opening at the point of attachment of deep tube. So ferrule or mounting cup that is directly used to attach a valve with container, and that is made up from a tin plate steel, aluminium or brass, and under the side of valve cup that is directly coated with single or double epoxy or vinyl resin. While second one, a valve body or housing. So valve body that are made up of nylon and which contain opening at the point of attachment of deep tube. Next one, what about stem? Stem that is made from nylon, brass and stainless steel, and that can be also used orifice diameter that is around 0.013 to 0.030 inches. Next one, what about gasket? Gasket that is made from Buna N, nitrile N, and neoprene rubber. While spring that is made from stainless steel and that is most widely used to hold a gasket in its own place. Next one, deep tube. So deep tube that is made from polyethylene or polypropylene, and inner diameter of deep tube that is around 0.120 to 0.125 inches. And however, for capillary deep tube, inner diameter is 0.050 inch, and for highly viscous product, it is 0.195 inch. So deep tube that is most widely prepared from polyethylene or polypropylene, and a diameter of deep tube that is around 0.120 to 0.125 inch, and capillary deep tube inner diameter that is around 0.050 inch, and for highly viscous product it is a 0.195 inch. Next one, metering valve. So metering valve that is most widely useful for dispensing of potent maximum response medication. So first one that is continuous spray valve, and second type of valve that is a metering valve. So that is most widely useful for dispensing of any potent medications, and that is operates on the principle of chamber whose size determine the amount of medication it is dispensed, and approximately 50 to 150 milligram plus or minus 10% of liquid materials that can be dispensed at one time with the use of such valve. So a metering valve that is operates on the principle of chamber, and whose size they directly determine amount of medication that is dispensed. So approximately 50 to 150 mg plus or minus 10% of liquid material that can be dispensed at one time with the use of this type of valve. So that is the figure of metering valve that are made up of gasket, metering chamber, steam spring, mounting cup, gasket, and valve stem. While A and B that is the figure of metering valve, while A that is a metering dose inhaler that are made up of aluminium canister, plastic actuator, and mouthpiece cover. What about actuators? There is a figure of actuators. So these are a specially designed button and which help in delivering the drug in desired form. So actuator that is one type of design button, and role of actuator they deliver the drug in a desired form, like in a spray form, any wet stream form, or solid stream. So type of actuators. Actuators that is most widely divided in four types: spray actuators, foam actuators, solid stream, and special actuators. First one, spray actuators. It can be used for topical preparation such as antiseptics, local anesthetics, and spray on bandages. And it allows the stream of product concentrate and propellant to pass through various openings and dispense as spray. So actuator, it can be useful for this is useful for a topical preparation. So first one, spray actuator that is most widely useful for a topical preparation, like that is useful for any antiseptic preparation, local anesthetic preparation, otherwise spray on bandages. And they also allows stream of product concentrate and propellant to pass through various opening and dispense as a spray. So foam actuator, it consists of large orifice, and that is ranges from 0.070 to 0.125 inches. So first one that is foam actuator, they most widely useful for a topical preparation. While second one that is foam actuator, they prepare one type of foam, and that consists of large orifice and orifice diameter that is around 0.070 to 0.125 inch. Second one that is a solid stream actuator. For third one, solid stream actuator. These actuators are required for dispensing a semi-solid product, like that is most widely useful for dispensing of ointments. Next one, special actuators. These are useful for a special purpose. So they delivers the medicament to appropriate site of actions, like throat, noise infection, any dental or eye infection. So special actuator that is most really useful for any specific purpose, right? So they deliver a drug at appropriate site, so which provide a site-specific drug delivery. If you have any throat infection, any dental infection, eye infection, or nose infection, so they directly affect that type, this part. Next one, MDI, meter dose inhaler. What is meter dose inhaler? That is most widely used to minimize the number of administration error. So how that is minimized? To improve the drug delivery of aerosolized particles into a nasal passageway and respiratory tract. So MDI, meter dose inhaler, that are most widely used to minimize the number of administration error as well as they improve the drug delivery of particles into a nasal passage as well as respiratory tract. So what are the advantages of meter dose inhaler? It delivers the specific amount of dosage or dose as well as that is easily carry and compact in nature. It is quick to use, no contamination of any product, and dose reproducibility that is high in nature. So that is about advantages of meter dose inhaler. Disadvantages of meter dose inhaler, that is low lung deposition and high pharyngeal deposition that is occur, and a coordination of meter dose inhaler actuation in patient inhalation, that is compulsory or necessary. So that is the figure of meter dose inhaler. First one, top portion that are made up of canister. Next one, that is plastic holder, a metering valve, in opposite side a propellant with a drug suspension, mouthpiece and aerosol that is available. And second figure, that is about various marketed product of meter dose inhaler. Next one, marketed pharmaceutical aerosol product in meter dose inhaler, brand name of drug brand name of product that is a Flovent Discus, drug that is a fluticasone and that is useful for asthma, while brand name or a drug dosage form that is a Advair, drug that is available in Advair that is a fluticasone and a salmeterol. It is useful for asthma. Next one that is a Aerobid, drug that is a flunisolide and it is useful for asthma. Next one that is Quar, that is the drug that is a beclomethasone that is used added in Quar and that is useful for asthma. Last one that is drug that is albuterol and brand name of dosage form that is a Proventil and it is useful for bronchospasm. Next one, formulation of aerosol. So it consists of two essential components. First one, product concentrate. Second one is propellant. What about product concentrate? That is the active ingredient or mixture of API and other necessary agent like solvent, any oxidatives, oxidants and surfactants. So product concentrate that are made up of API as well as that are made up of API or mixture of any ingredients and other required agent like any solvent, any oxidant and surfactants. So propellant, what about propellant? That is a single or a blend of various propellant that is most widely used. So blend of solvent that is used to achieve a desired solubility characteristic. So various one solvent that have a limited capacity while a blend of or a various solvent you have to use. So you have to achieve desired solubility characteristics and various surfactant that are mixed to give a proper HLB value for emulsion system. So various type of surfactant that are most widely used or that are most widely mixed to give a proper hydrophilic lipophilic balance value for emulsion system and propellant that are selected to give the desired vapor pressure, solubility and particle size. So propellant selection that is based on how that give any type of vapor pressure, solubility as well as the particle size. Pharmaceutical aerosol that may be dispensed as fine mist, wet spray, quick breaking form, stable form and semi-solid. So types of system selected that is based on two types, physical, chemical and pharmacological properties of drug, while second one that is site of action. So types of aerosol. First one solution system. Second one is water-based system, suspension or dispersion system. Form system that is divided into two types, aqueous stable forms and non-aqueous stable forms. Next one, quick breaking form, thermal forms and internal aerosol. So we will discuss one by one. First one, solution system. In solution system, this system is also referred to as two-phase system. Solution system that are known as two-phase system that are made up of vapor, one phase that is made up of vapor, a second phase that is made up of liquid. And if active ingredient that is soluble in propellant, no other solvent that is required. So if your drug that is properly soluble in your propellant, so no other solvent that is necessary. So vapor pressure of system, it is reduced by addition of less volatile solvent like ethanol, acetone, propylene glycol, glycerin, ethyl acetate, and this result in production of larger particle upon spraying. So solution system that are known as two-phase system that are made up of vapor as well as liquid phase and active drug ingredient that is soluble in propellant. So no other, if active drug ingredient that is 100% soluble in your propellant, so no other solvent that is required. And vapor pressure of system, it is reduced. How it is reduced? That is reduced by addition of less volatile solvents like ethanol, acetone, propylene glycol, glycerin, etc. And this result in production of larger particle upon spraying. So vapor pressure that is decreased, and by decreasing vapor pressure, increase the production of larger particle upon spraying. Amount of propellant that may vary from 5% to 95%. So general formula that is active drug that is around 10 to 15% weight, propellant 12 to 11 that is ratio of 12 to 11 that is around 50 is to 50, and that is around 100% weight. Inhalation erosion formula. So that is formulated by preparing or by adding isoproterenol HCl 0.25%, ascorbic acid 0.1%, ethanol 35.75%, propellant 12 that is around 63.9%. And it should be packed in 15 to 30 ml stainless steel, aluminium, otherwise glass container. And it is depending on water content, the final product that may be solution or three-phase system. So based on water content, final product that is it may be in a solution system, otherwise that is converted into a three-phase system. So solution aerosol, they produce a fine to a porous spray. In hydrocarbon propellant A70, they produce a drier particles, while propellant A70 and A31 tends to produce a wetter spray. So hydrocarbon propellant A70, they produce drier particles compared to propellant A17, A31, which produce a wetter spray. And these are useful for both are useful for topical preparations, and it should be packed in a plastic coated glass containers. Second one, what about water-based system? In water-based system, large amount of water that can be used. Why large? According to their name, a water-based system, a large amount of water that is used to replace all or part of non-aqueous solvents that is used in aerosol, and they produce a spray or any type of foam. So, according to their name, water-based systems that are made up of or that is prepared with the help of large amount of water, and large amount of water that can be replaced from all the it is used to replace all or part of non-aqueous solvent. And the water-based system they produce spray, otherwise foam. So, to produce spray formulation that must consist of a dispersion of active ingredients and other solvents in emulsion system in which propellant is in the external phase. And since propellant and water that are not miscible with each other, a three-phase aerosol forms that is prepared, and ethanol that can be used as a co-solvent to solubilize propellant in water. So what is the role of ethanol? Ethanol that is act as a co-solvent, and they easily solubilize propellant in a water. They also reduce surface tension, aiding in the production of smaller particles. So 0.5 to 2% of surfactant it is used to produce a homogeneous dispersion. So surfactant concentration that is around 0.5 to 2% that is useful for preparing homogeneous dispersion. Surfactant with low water solubility and high solubility non-polar solvent that will be a most useful example. Long chain fatty acid ester of polyhydric compounds including glycol, glycerol, sorbitol, ester of oleic, stearic, palmitate or lauric acid. So surfactant which contain the low water solubility as well as that have a high water solubility in non-polar solvent, that is most widely useful. Example, that is a long chain fatty acid ester of polyhydric compounds. Propellant concentration that is varies from 25 to 60% in aquasol system that are known as aquasol valve and dispensing fine mist or spray of active ingredient which is dissolved in a water. So no chilling effect since only active ingredient in water that are dispensed and propellant that is in a vapor state. So difference between aquasol system and three-phase system, that is aquasol dispenses fairly or dry spray with very small particles, non-flammability of product. So no any type of chilling effect that is occur since only active ingredients and water that is dispensed and propellant that is in a vapor state. And difference between aquasol system as well as three-phase system is the aquasol dispense fairly or dry spray with very small particles, non-flammability of product. Next one, what about suspension system? In suspension system, it involves dispersion of active ingredient in the propellant or mixture of propellant. So to decrease the rate of settling of dispersed particle, surfactants or suspending agents, and that can be added. Primarily, it is useful for inhalation aerosol. So in suspension system, which involve dispersion of API in propellant, otherwise mixture of propellant. So suspension system, they decrease the rate of settling of any dispersed particle, surfactant or suspending agent you have to add it. So primarily that is most widely suspension system. It is useful for inhalation aerosol. Example or formula of inhalation aerosol suspension system, that is a epinephrine bitartrate 0.50% weight, sorbitan triolate 0.50% weight, propellant 114 49.50% weight, while propellant 12 49.50% weight. So epinephrine bitartrate that has a minimum solubility in propellant system but that is soluble in fluid in the lungs. Physical stability of aerosol dispersion that can be increased by various conditions. So how physical stability of aerosol dispersion that can be increased? First one, control of moisture content. If you have to maintain a less than 300 ppm, so physical stability that is increased. Second one, reduction of initial particle size to less than 5 micrometer. So particle size that is reduced by reducing particle size, increase the physical stability of aerosol dispersion. Adjustment of density of propellant and suspensoid so that they are equalized, as well as use of dispersing agent. So if you have to adjust density of propellant and suspension, so if they are equalized, so maintain a physical stability, and by using dispersing agent as well as use of derivative of API with minimum solubility in propellant system, both are all are useful for increase the physical stability of aerosol dispersion. Physical stability of dispersion system, that is depends on rate of agglomeration of suspension. So how agglomeration of suspension they affect to a physical stability of dispersed system. So agglomeration that is accelerated at elevated temperatures and it is also affected by particle size of drug, that is around 1 to 5 micrometer and never more than 50 micrometer. So agglomeration that is occur at if you are elevated temperature and if a particle size that is more than 50 micron, so agglomeration chances that is maximum. In agglomeration that is result in valve clogging. So agglomeration have various disadvantages like valve clogging, inaccuracy of dosage, and depending on the nature of active ingredients, it may causes damage to the liner as well as metal container. So if active ingredient that have any type of nature, so they also affect metal containers, inner metal container lining. So they damage to the liner as well as metal container. Isopropyl myristeriate and the mineral oil, both are most widely used to reduce the agglomeration. So isopropyl myristoyerate and mineral oil are most widely useful for reduced agglomeration, while surfactant of HLB value less than 10 that are utilized for aerosol dispersion, like surfactant value hydrophilic lipophilic balance that is less than 10, that is most widely useful for aerosol dispersion. The surfactants that are effective in a concentration of that is around 0.01 to 1%. Foam system. In foam system, emulsion and foam aerosol consist of active ingredients, aqueous or non-aqueous vehicle, surfactant, propellant, and are dispensed as a stable or quick breaking foam. That is depending on the nature of ingredients and formulation. So our last system, that is foam system. According to their name, emulsion and foam aerosol that are made up of active ingredients, aqueous or non-aqueous vehicles, any surfactant, propellant, and all are dispensed as a stable, otherwise quick breaking foam. In stable or quick breaking foam, that is depending on nature of active ingredient as well as the formulation. So first example, that is a aqueous stable foam. In aqueous stable form, active ingredients, oil waxes, oil in water surfactant, and water are around weight of all the excipients, that is around 95 to 96.5%. In hydrocarbon propellant, that is around 3 to 5%. Total propellant content, that is usually 3 or 5% weight by weight or 8 to 10% volume by volume. So as the amount of propellant that is increases, a stiffer and drier foam that is produced. So lower the propellant concentration, if you are adding lower propellant concentration, so they yield a wetter foam, and hydrocarbon and compressed gas propellant that are most widely used. Second one, that is a non-aqueous stable form. Non-aqueous stable form example in this formula, glycol that is around 91 to 92.5%, emulsifying agent that is around 4%, and hydrocarbon propellant that is around 3.5 to 5%. Next one, glycol such as polyethylene glycol that is most widely used, and emulsifying agent is emulsifying agent a propylene glycol monostearate that is used. Next one, what about quick breaking form? That is a form that is prepare and that is rapidly break. So that is quick breaking form. In quick breaking form, propellant is in an external phase. So when that is dispensed, the product that is emitted as the foam and which then collapse into a liquid. So especially that is applicable to a topical medications. So propellant that is available in external phase, and when it is dispensed, product that is emitted as a foam and that is collapsed into a liquid form. So that is applicable for a topical preparation. Formulation, that is ethyl alcohol that is around 46.66%. Surfactant that is added surfactant is added and that is around 0.5 to 5%, water around 28 to 42%, and hydrocarbon propellant that is around 3 to 15%. So surfactant should be soluble in both alcohol and water, and that can be of non-ionic or cationic or anionic type. So that is about types of aerosol system, suspension system, water-based system, foam system, etc. Uh, Suspension system. Next one, that is what about thermal foam? According to their name, used to produce a warm foam for shaving. So warm foam that are called as thermal foam, but used to dispense hair colors and dyes, but were unsuccessful due to the corrosion problem. So thermal foam that is not most widely used due to corrosion problem and that are expensive in nature as well as inconvenient to use and lack of effectiveness. Last one, intranasal aerosol that are intended to deposit a medication into a nasal passage for local or systemic effect. So according to their name, that is most very useful for a nasal system, right? So they are deposited any medication into a nasal passage for local system, otherwise systemic effect. Advantages of systems. The first one, they deliver a measured dose of drug. They require a lower dose compared to other systemic products and excellent depth of penetration into nasal passageway, as well as they decrease the mucosal irritation and maintenance of sterility from dose to dose and greater flexibility in product formulation. If any query or doubts related to topic, Please write your question in comment box. Thank you.